Big congrats to last week's winner, Comic Fam. We got more hot comics to discuss. We're chatting books with those single record breakers at the mic with Gem from Gem and Collectibles. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm feeling great, Tom. Thank you for asking. I love going over these honorable mentions, these huge record-breaking sales that didn't have enough sales to be considered for the Hot 10, but they deserve our respect.
As always, we're going to order this list based off of the increase in value since the prior set record. Hit that like, slap the subscribe. You know that we're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the video. We got a lot of comic books to discuss, so let's get right to it with Defenders 84, the first battle of Namor and the Black Panther.
We're talking about the CGC 9.8. Just last week, at the time of recording, we had a sale for $1,000. The new record breaker is up 31%, now selling for $1,300.
It's not just the blue chip keys spiking, it's event books, these major moments in comic history. And although we may not see T'Challa go up against the King of Atlantis, whoever does take on that mantle will eventually, which is why we're seeing this book spike even more in just 7 days. Next on the list, Amazing Spider-Man 121, The Death of Gwen Stacy. A wonderful yellow cover.
Another Bronze Age goodie, an Amazing Spider-Man key issue, The Death of Peter's then-girlfriend Gwen Stacy, whose neck gets snapped as he tries to rescue her from falling off of the bridge. A CGC 9.8 sold for $7,100 back in May, and it's up 31%, now selling for $9,300. Moving on to the next book, we have a high-grade Golden Age book, Mystery Men Comics #3 with that Lou Fine cover.
Now, this is a special comic book because this is the same issue that sold back in 2017 for $58,000 because it's part of the Edgar Church pedigree. And we're chatting about a pedigree that's one of the most respected collections that's ever been uncovered. Between 18,000 and 22,000 comic books ranging from 1930 to the 1950s that included an Action 1, a Marvel Comics 1, a Detective 27, a Superman 1, a Batman #1, and this comic came to market and sold this week, a 9.6, up 37%, now selling for an all-new high of $78,000. What a piece of comic history. Now we have some records for the first appearance of Bruce Banner to talk about.
That's right, Incredible Hulk issue 1, the first appearance of the Hulk, the first appearance of Betty Ross, of Rick Jones, of General Thunderbolt Ross. A CGC 3.5 sold for $15,250 in March, and it's up 38%, now selling for a clean $21,000. Moving on to one of Tom's favorite comic books, we got Bone issue 1.
That's right, this independent comic book is highly respected, extremely scarce, and high grade, but also just to find at all. They made multiple printings of nearly every book in this run because it's a fan favorite of not just adults, but kids across the board. We have a 9.2 back in September going for $2,496, up 39%, now selling for $3,480 this week.
Moving on to the next book, we have Daredevil issue 131, the first appearance of one of Daredevil's most lethal villains.
He never misses a shot. We have Bullseye's first appearance coming on the list with a 9.8 sale, whose record back in April was set at $3,211, and that's up 40%, now selling for an all-new high of $4,485. And next on the list, we've already chatted about Submariner once on this list, but now we're talking about the first Namor solo series in the Silver Age. We have Submariner #1.
That's right, the first solo series of Namor, which tells his origin. Now, as of June 2021, it's been rumored that Tenoch Huerta has been confirmed for a role in Black Panther 2. Is it the King of Atlantis himself? We gotta wait to find out. A CGC 3.0 sold for $300 in May, and it's up 42%, now selling for $425.
Now, there are so many prices that are spiking every single week in the comic book market. Utilize the code TOM101 to keep track of them on the best comic app in existence. We're chatting key collector comics available for both Androids and iPhones. You'll support what we do and get access to a wealth of knowledge in this rapidly moving market. Now, let's take a look at another underrated key for quite some time from the Amazing Spider-Man run. We're talking about the first appearance of the Rhino. We're talking about ASM issue #41.
That's right, we've had Bronze Age Spider-Man goodness, and now we have some Silver Age keys. The Rhino, one of Spider-Man's rogues gallery, who fans are suspecting may show up in Spider-Man 3 along with every other on-screen villain appearance that there's been so far. It's causing record-breaking sales to continue to show up. A CGC 6.0, which sold for $623 in May, is up 44%, now selling for $900.
And now we have some blue chip love spiking. We're talking Journey into Mystery 83, the first appearance and origin of Thor, and the introduction of Thor's hammer. We have a prior record for a 5.0, a mid-grade copy going for $11,000 in March, up 46%. It's moving fast, now selling for an all-new high of $16,100 this week. And the classics didn't just stop there, because next on the list we have a very scarce Golden Age book. We're talking Wiz Comics #1.
The first appearance of Captain Marvel, who later gets renamed Shazam, because you can't have a DC character named Captain Marvel. A CGC 3.0 sold for $52,580 back in 2015 for this Golden Age key issue. Well, that record has been shattered. It's up 48%, now selling for a clean $78,000.
Considering we just saw pictures of what the new costumes are going to look like, I am so hyped to see this legacy character hit the screen again alongside of the rest of the Shazam family. Mr. Mind, where you at? Let's talk about this next one on the list. We have to talk about the first appearance of Peter Parker. We're talking Amazing Fantasy 15.
Easily my favorite Silver Age Marvel blue chip key, such an iconic Jack Kirby cover for one of the most well-known superheroes in comic book history. A CGC 0.5, the lowest grade copy you can get, which sold for $9,900 back in 2018, is up 58%, now selling for $15,600.
This book has been moving quick. It is astounding dealers across the board. I went to one of my first conventions in like 2 years this past week, and this was the book that everyone was chatting about. Just like this next record-setting sale, we have the first appearance of Batman, Detective Comics 27 to chat about, a 5.0 back in 2017. The price set of $710,000 for this major grail had an increase of 58% with an all-new high of $1.125 million this week.
Truly a holy grail of comic books. And what's funny is we have a Golden Age book followed by a Modern Age key issue variant. We're talking about Gabriel Del Otto's variant for Amazing Spider-Man 667.
We have a spectacular Ghost variant making the list this week, one that has routinely sold for more than one of the most wanted spec books of our generation. I'm talking about the modern Djevic variant, the first appearance of Miles Morales. This depiction of our web slinger on this white cover is so vibrant. It is outstanding. It is amazing, and the prices are stunning. Going for $20,000 back in February 2020 to be outdone this week with a new 9.8 sale of $33,600. That's an increase of 68% this week.
Yeah, this is the variant that collectors bring up when people say variants aren't worth anything. Moving on to the next book on the list, we're jumping back to the Silver Age. We're talking about Marvel's First Family in Fantastic Four issue 1.
This book just 5 to 6 years ago could have been secured for under $3,000 for an entry-level copy. We're talking about a 1.5 for the first Marvel family, going for $8,000 in March. Now up 73%, selling for an all-new high of $13,800 this week. I think people are trying to get what FF keys they can afford prior to the inevitable price hikes that we're going to get when teases of Galactus or really any one of the 4 hit the screen.
Moving on over, we have a Silver Age book, a pre-hero book, which is the first appearance of Groot. We're talking Tales to Astonish 13, which was always an unnoticed, unwanted key issue until the Guardians of the Galaxy made their debut in the MCU. A CGC 4.5 sold for $2,595 back in June of 2020. It's up 82%, now selling for $4,730.
The first appearance of Vin Diesel. I mean, Groot in comic books. I love this book, and I also love this next one, FF issue number 18.
We're talking the first appearance of one of my favorite Fantastic Four villains, Kl'rt, the Super Skrull. A CGC 7.5 sold for $1,100 back in 2019, and it's almost doubled with a 91% increase, now selling for $2,100.
a price that's nearly doubled. I suspect that it's still undervalued, mostly because if we see any hints of this villain hitting the screen, this is one of those fan favorites, one of the most memorable heroes in comics because he's so strange. It's going to push the dial up higher than anyone suspected. I think members are going to be happy they're paying close to $2,000 for a 7.5.
All right, guys, we've talked about Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four. Now it's time to talk about the first mutant family in X-Men #1.
We got the first appearance of the X-Men, some Kirby goodness, Marvel Girl, Cyclops, Angel, Beast, Professor X, and Magneto. We have the first time the Homo Superior concept was coined by Magneto in the pages of the Marvel Comics, and we have a 7.0 that just blasted up in price. Prior records set in December for $23,600 to be outdone. More than doubled this week, 108% increase. New record set at $46,200.
This list has had nothing but grails, from X-Men 1, Tech 27, and the next book on our list, Detective Comics issue 38, the first appearance of Robin, a CGC 5.0 sold for $28,680 back in 2014, and it's up 109%, now selling for $60,000.
For a mid-grade copy, these records are being set not by coincidence, because this right here is the best time we've ever seen in comic history to move these types of grails. And as other members see what books like this are landing at, they're getting the courage. They're feeling confident in bringing their grails to the market. Comic Fam, if you want to support both shows, we are in active enrollment for the July mystery mail call, and we got a joint exclusive going in every single box.
That's right, we have an exclusive cover for a reprint of The Boys #1 from 2006. This Homelander cover by Ben Templesmith is a must-have. We have trade dress and virgin, and they're going to be dispersed at random during the July mystery mail call.
Join the community, support what we do, and hit the link in the description, or just go to ComicTom101.com. Let's talk about the Juggernaut. We're talking X-Men issue number 12.
That's right, first appearance of Kane Marco, stepbrother to Professor X, which we get an origin of Professor X in this book as well. A CGC 2.0 sold for $279 back in 2019, which is pretty affordable. Well, it's up 147%, now selling for $690. It's almost like nothing could stop the Juggernaut.
Something I do at every convention is visit my homies' table to see what comics they secured. The dealers love buying comics at the convention they're selling at. And I gotta say, there were 3 different moments when I was looking through stacks of just awesome choice gems, and X-Men 12 was in 3 of them at 3 different tables. The dealers are after X-Men 12 because the community keeps asking about it. Now, let's take a look at the next one on the list. The book that almost made the Hot 10. We have the second or third appearance of Wolverine. Or, wait, what do we call this?
I guess it depends on when you ask Overstreet and what CGC's label says. I believe this is the second cameo appearance of Wolverine. Anyway, Incredible Hulk 182, a CGC 9.6, which sold for $1,128 in February, is up 215%. The record-breaking sale now set at $3,551.
Well, when you can't afford a Hulk 181 and you're looking at a giant-size X-Men going, damn, I should have bought that a long time ago. I can't believe what records those are setting. Well, I better look at a Hulk 180. Hot damn, Comic Fam, I can't afford that either. Hulk 182 is starting to look better and better by the day. Comic Fam, let me know what you think about this list. Do you own any of these comic books? Does it make you want to spec on any other comic books? Help your fellow members in the comment section below. Hit the like and subscribe. It'll enter you to win a Shang-Chi #1 variant that we did. And, as always,
geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. We got other videos for you to check up. Keep up with the Hot 10 video at XMen every week. And take a look at the podcast. We make this video for you, the Comic Fam. Have a great week.